You can create videos with the new Sora AI text-to-image model on autopilot. I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. First, this is the sort of video that I'm looking at. We see the Sora watermark that we've got there. And this 4.5 million views on this video here. 139 million on this little dancing pup. This creepy looking thing, 182 million. Not quite what we're going to be creating today. 110 million views on this one. So let's get into the video and see how we can automate the process of making these. And at the end, I'll show you how you could also automate uploading them and have your own YouTube channel that was being fed by this AI content. Let's dive into the workflow. So if you're completely new, this is n8n that I've got on the screen. If you're not familiar with what we're doing here, n8n will automate this platform, and then within this we've got various different nodes, and I'm going to talk through each of those now. Now to run this workflow, what I've done, I've got a Google Sheet, and then on that Google Sheet I've got some video ideas that I'm going to feed into this AI agent. So let's have a look at the spreadsheet. Now what happens is we just need to select, and we'll run this now. So we click for production, and then we can see a corgi wearing tiny shoes struts confidently. And we can see the rest of the prompt. I didn't write these. I just got ChatGPT to just give me a few different ideas. And you see what happens is once the workflows run, it will return the URL ready for your video. So you can just copy this into a browser, and then you'll be able to have a look. Yeah, we'll run it, and then we'll take a look at the output. At the beginning is a schedule event. So this is scheduled to run once a day, but you could change this to once an hour, however frequently you wanted to create a video. So let's run this now. So what's happened there on this node, we've got Google Sheets, and we had a look at that sheet and got like that prompt, that video idea that we have in that sheet has been pulled now into the workflow. If you are new and you want to build along, then all you need to do is, if you want to find any of these nodes that we're talking about, if you just click on the plus icon there and then type in whatever it is, so that first one, schedule, and you just click and drag that onto the canvas, or then the next one we've got Google Sheets. If you haven't set up Google Sheets before, there's a couple of other videos that are on my channel. You can watch that and learn out how to set your credential up, how to do all of that good stuff. So next we've got our AI agent. Our AI agent's going to create the prompt that's going to then pass over to the text to video model Sora to create it. If we have a look inside our AI agent here, we'll push play. So the user message that we've got here is quite simple. This is just saying, like, what do we want this AI agent to do? Well, we want it to create a video prompt based on, and then the video idea. And what we've got here, you can copy this text. This, where it shows up in green, is a dynamic value that comes from that Google Sheets node that we had in before. So we just video idea, we'll just grab that, and then we can drop that in here. So we'll put that in there, that pulls our idea into the AI agent, and then the system prompt is giving the AI agent its job in life. What does this agent do? This gives detail about the type of video that we want. So we've got a funny dog video generator, and then the model that it's going to be using. I won't read through all of this now. If you want to just screenshot it, and then you can copy this. So that's it at the bottom now. And at the top. If you wanted to change, if you weren't happy with the output, this is where you would come to start playing around with changing what is in here in order to get different outputs from the model. Now, if we just click on there again, and you can see now the output we've got. Now this is the prompt that's going to be sent across. If you are building this along, you need to just give your AI agent a brain and also a think. So you see these little plus icons we've got along here. The one that says chat model, you just click on the plus icon, and I've selected ChatGPT, and then all you need to do is click, if you haven't already, click create credential, go onto OpenAI's platform, get an API key and put that in there. So we're connecting with an AI model that gives the agent its brain. If you want to see more in depth on that, I've got a video on my channel explain how to set up that credential. And then we've got a think node, a think tool. And this is just how it comes as standard in n8n. This is the description. Basically, what's happening is it's giving the AI agent the chance to think about its output. The next node we've got on the list is a HTTP request. Yeah, find that one here. Very common node that we use a lot in n8n. This HTTP request is going to post a request to a platform called KIE AI. KIE AI is where we're going to access Sora. So if we have a look on KIE AI's website now, we can see we get Sora 2 text to video. This is the one we're using, and the cost of this is about 30 credits. So it's about 15 cents for every 10-second video with audio and without a watermark. And so that's good. There are also loads of other models. If we have a look here, KIE AI make it very easy for us to access a lot of different models, and that's why we're using this service. You will need some credits and you will need an API key from KIE AI. There's a video on my channel that explains that more in depth, and it is good. I like the way that they run this. You don't need an expensive monthly membership. You can just top up with some credits. For as little as $5 you can get started, buy some credits and have a play around on the platform. So what we're doing now, and what we'll see, I'll just explain this as well. If we have a look, all of the information we're going to look at now in this HTTP request is all available in their API documentation. So we've got the URL and then the body and stuff that we need to be able, that we have to send over. So we've got an example of the request, and that's what we're going to look at now. So you don't need to worry about that. You can just copy what I've got in the workflow here. So what you do is, we're going to be posting a request to this URL. The authentication type will be generic credential, header auth, and then on here, this is where you'll either select or go create new credential, and then you put your API key and set up. Again, I won't go too much in depth in that. There is another video on my channel on how you will do that. And then we're going to send body, and now this is the body and that we're going to be sending over. We see the dynamic value we've got here. That's the prompt that our AI agent has created. So we'll just click play to run that step now. Now that request has been posted, what we're going to do, I'm going to set this wait node. Now, usually if we're running it, if we click execute workflow from the bottom and it's running all the way through, when it gets to this section, it's going to wait 30 seconds. And then it's going to try and get that video, and then it will go into the switch node. If it's still processing, then it's going to come back round and go to the wait node, and it will loop round until this gives us one of two. It's either going to be a success, and then it will move to the end of the workflow, or if there is an error, then it's going to move down here. Just bear in mind, look, what you're sending, you might sometimes get an error, and that'll be because of the type of request that you're putting in. So what I do now, look at this HTTP request. This is information you can get from KIE AI's website as well. Essentially what we're doing, we're sending a GET request to this URL, and then what we've got, that section in green there, is the dynamic value for the task ID. When we post the request, we get a task ID in return, and then we can drag that along, drop that in there alongside the URL that we're given. We will need to set this at generic credential, header auth, and then select your KIE AI credential. Now hopefully this has been a long enough time, so we can still see it still says generating. So what would happen if we execute this switch node now? We see it's in progress. So what's happening inside this is because it contains ing for generating, it's looped back round. In progress, we've gone down that path. What we want to see is that is a success, and let's go to the end. We're just going to run this one again. Still generating. I'll talk through the other nodes. What we're going to see is it will generate two URLs, and that output is going to be a single block with two URLs in it. and we want to split them out. What happens is one of them's got a watermark and one of them hasn't, and I only want to send back to my spreadsheet the one that doesn't have the watermark on it. And we can execute this step now. There we go. So now we've got the success as shown up there. When we activate the switch node, goes down the success path. We can now split those URLs. I'll take a look at what we were just talking about, and if you want to take a screenshot of that, that's the top and then the bottom, and you'll see the results here is this whole block here, and that's got 2 video URLs in it. And then on the output side of this node, we can see we've got the final video URL here and then the one with the watermark. Final node is Google Sheets. This one is updating that Google Sheet we looked at the beginning of the video. So we've got the same sheet selected, but this time the operation is either append or update a row. So we're just going to update. It's going to match that column ID, so make sure it's going to update the right row. It's going to the right column. It's going to use the ID, and where we get that from, this is the ID section here, and we can see here that's a dynamic value. You can drag and drop over there. We want to change the production status from full production to done, so we'll just type done in there, and then for the video URL we want to get the final video URL. And we've got a couple here. This one is the one that doesn't have the watermark, and then obviously this one does. You can have both. You could update your sheet, add an extra row in, take that one with the watermark as well. That's entirely up to you. So we can actually take this URL now, just copy that. We can paste that into any browser, and then we can download the video that we've got. I'll just go back into the sheet. Just updated it to done, and then put that file URL in there, and we can load that up and take a look at the result. I think before you were starting to auto publish these, you'd want to refine that prompt and think about the different ideas, the videos that you were going to be making with it. And if you were going to auto post, then what you can do, you can link this in to a platform called Potato. These are all blanked out just because they've been deactivated whilst I was running there. If you select them and then push D when you've got them selected, it will enable them, and you can upload your media to Potato, and then it will automatically post that for you across a lot of platforms. I've got YouTube, TikTok, Instagram and Facebook there, but it does do much more. It's a trusted API, so a very good platform. So tools like Potato could be used to automatically post, or you can just go onto your spreadsheet, download that and post the content online. And thank you for taking the time to watch the video. I can make this template available if you leave a message in the comments. I'd be quite happy to do that if you'd find that useful. See you next time.